Today we have some of the most interesting posts from interesting subreddits. My local QT is a system where you have to scan your ID for the coolers with alcohol in them to open up. You know, my first thought was that's nice, having to scan your ID to purchase alcohol. It makes sense, but the more I think about it, this is honestly probably to prevent theft. And I have to imagine that's pretty effective because I don't see, you know, someone who's coming in to rob a gas station is gonna take time to bust out the ID to grab the twisted teas. So I can imagine that's pretty effective. Tractor Supply exposing themselves to a potential lawsuit just to make $2. Hey, the manager's special was left in the sun. This pallet only for $2. Wait, why would that be? Why would that be opening themselves up to a lawsuit? The only thing I could find, I looked it up because I'm like, how would that be a potential lawsuit? If it was left in the sun, maybe it's something about the plastics releasing chemicals when they're left in heat. But there's already so much plastic in my balls that I really couldn't care about the chemicals from. My bread has the PSP logo on it. Hey, finally they're making gamer bread so we can eat some lunch around here, dude. I don't have anything that's not gamer related, so I've just not been eating. Looking like one of those people that you put on those gamer shirts from the 2010s, just all malnourished and crazy looking. So finally, they're making products that are catered to us, right? This model of Windsor Castle in the UK. Well, that's pretty neat. It's not necessarily something I'm entirely interested in, but why is this cool? This actually fits the best threshold of mildly interesting. I bet you it was posted on there too, because this absolutely fits the threshold of like, yeah, it's pretty neat, but nothing beyond a glance, right? Unless we're getting all night at the museum up in here, and when, you know, the museum's closed, this becomes a whole little war zone. My sundew caught a fly, and that it did. A sacrifice to keep it young and fresh. That's how the plant stays alive. Saw these strange clouds yesterday. Oh, wow, those are sick. So I had to look up what kind of clouds these are, because I've never seen these before. These are Kelvin Helmholtz clouds, and they're clouds that just look like ocean waves, and they're also called the billow clouds. These are really, really neat. I don't know how these form though. Okay, I found how they formed. Basically, these clouds, I'm gonna call them wave clouds because they look like big waves. But these wave clouds, they form when there are two different layers of air in the atmosphere that are moving at different speeds. So you have one layer going at like a snail's pace and the other layer zooming, right? And when that upper layer of air, that one that's zooming, is moving at a higher speed than that lower level air, it's essentially scooping the top of an existing cloud layer and it looks like a wave. You're welcome for that explanation. My daughter, who is on the autism spectrum and diagnosed with a rare disease called Weidman-Steiner syndrome, only colors in this style. Oh, that's really, really neat. What is Weidman-Steiner syndrome? I've never heard of this. So Weidman-Steiner is developmental delay, intellectual disability, and characteristic facial features. Okay, so it's just like a wide range of things into one syndrome. Interesting. But let's focus on the painting again, all right? Like, this is a really neat way to color, and it's almost like a color block, you know? This is a really good coloring of this Michael Jackson. Hell yeah. This little ecosystem I saw while kayaking. Oh, shit. You know, a fun fact about me, I'm really terrified of open water, but seeing stuff like I appreciate wildlife and ocean life. You just wouldn't catch me dead in the ocean. You know what I mean? But things like this are really, really cool. I could imagine maybe, you know, some little ants or frogs or something's living on there, you know? And it's just their little slice of heaven. The new 20-pound notes with King Charles on them. Oh, but where is his big old sausage fingers? If those aren't on the note, then I don't want the money. My pens are flaccid. Oh no. Yeah, underperforming for the office work. That, I mean, give him a little bit of what is it? Cialis, Viagra, one of those boner pills. They'll perk it right up for your office work. Look, it's just having trouble performing under pressure. Those papers got to be turned in stat. My son looks like a giant in this photo I took of him. Oh, don't make no mistake, not look like he is. This is to scale. Perspective is such a funny thing, isn't it? Waitress named during my lunch. Her name's Golf Sloth. Golf Sloth. One hell of a name. Now, I'm sure this is like a nickname that you've chosen, right? But could you imagine that being on the birth certificate? Golf Sloth, that's the name that that's been officiated. A greeting on the bottom of my hand soap. I just wanted to say hi. Well, hello, hand soap. Can we get a hi, hand soap in the comments? This hot pot slash streamboat restaurant serves meat on a Barbie doll. Oh, wow. The Lady Gaga special, huh? I'm sure I'm not the only one who said that. I'm sure everyone who's come into this restaurant has said, I'll have the Lady Gaga special. And so they do. A plant in my garden grew a mutant leaf slash branch hybrid. Whoa. Okay, well, how does this happen? So, what we're looking at may be called fasciation, which is a rare thing in plants, vascular plants specifically, but it is a condition where the growing tip, or in the Wikipedia article, the apical meristem, becomes elongated to the direction of growth, producing flattened ribbon-like tissue. My local laundromat uses washing machine fronts for a sign. I think that's pretty clever. That's pretty smart. It lets you know right away what's there and what's going to be expected inside the establishment. I see nothing wrong with that. The color spectrum of this newly unfurled bird of paradise leaf. The whole plant is called bird of paradise. That is an awesome name. Holy. So I looked it up. Yeah, bird of paradise is oh my God, I've seen these plants. I know what these are. Okay. I never knew that's what it was called. Those leaves look fantastic, don't they? Just so regal looking, like a cape. These cars have the same license plate, and now both license plates have been posted onto this YouTube channel. You're welcome. You know what? Yeah, unblur the tow truck too. Yep, great. If we want to talk about why this likely happened, my best guess, there's no like sticker on the towed car, so this has to be a front plate. The towed car's license plate is the front plate of the car following the tow truck. That is what I'm assuming is happening. However, that logical answer misses all of the joy and whimsy in the world, so I reject it. Light bulb stayed on after taking it out. Ooh. So this looks like it might be like an LED bulb, because I found a post from like 4 years ago of a similar looking light bulb. It's not anything unusual, but I did find this explanation fascinating. So to paraphrase, LED bulbs use capacitors and transistors, and those components save a lot of electricity. And so it kind of acts as a battery that then powers the LED for a set amount of time. So it's not abnormal, but it's really cool. Or it's unlimited power. Your choice on it. Your choice, really. A praying mantis straddling my Venus flytrap. They are friends. They've mastered synergy. The praying mantis helps lure creatures over to the flytrap, and the flytrap simply closes them in. It's a symbiotic relationship. We're talking about the McDonald's only having one arch, and I believe that's actually how the business started, right? It was one arch to start with. So while the singular arch was like the branding, I was reading a 1986 Journal of the Society of Architectural Historians article by architect Alan Hess talking about the structural design of the restaurants. They added the golden arches to add some variety to the roof line because Richard McDonald thought the roof line was a little too flat. So the actual arches curved over the building as part of their building design. And it wasn't until 1962 that the golden arches became part of their logo. So just some interesting knowledge there for you. My car mileage and trip meter hit all ones at the same time. Yay, that means you get a prize. Okay. Wow, what am I looking at here? It is a picture of one piece of paper money from every country in the world that issues it. And a lot of these that are here aren't legal tender anymore, and the OP doesn't have like a face value, but I'm wondering what countries these are from. I know it's every country in the world that prints paper money, right? But this is a fascinating collector's trove. I guess this is a game of spot your country, right? Really fascinating stuff. Aesthetic onion. Ooh, and a perfect slice in half as well. I found an Oreo that was made backwards. It's the special one. Not like how yellow that cream's looking though. That's my issue. My issue is that cream is looking a little worse for wear. But you know what? Maybe it's just shy. Maybe it's just shy. What do I know? Maybe it's the lighting that makes it look a little yellowy, and maybe it's just shy, you know? One of my succulents produced a very variegated leaf split down in the middle with green and pink, which is another pretty cool thing to look at. And and I don't know what a variegated leaf is. So now I have to research it because that sounds cool. So a variegated leaf is just the appearance of differently colored zones in leaves. It's just a funky looking leaf. Just a funky looking leaf. Real nice, real cool. Quadruple rainbow. Oh, how many pots of gold do you think are over there? Maybe only one has gold at the end. The others have danger. This rock made of shells. Oh, hell yeah. The shells have worked together to create something bigger than themselves, quite literally. Replaced my shoes after walking 20K steps a day, every day for 14 months. Oh, the tread on those is worn out. You got your worth out of them for sure. Holy shit. A sea star growing back 4 arms looks like a shooting star. Make a wish. The Smash Bros logo formed by the sun at a local mall. No, you don't understand. I thought we were done adding new characters. There's another one coming. A challenger approaches. You gotta look out. My steak looks like a striped fish. Aw, you surfed the turf. That's adorable. Tiny strawberries are growing in my grass. Oh, I mean, well, now you know where your strawberries are. You can grow a bunch of them now. That's perfect, right? A Tesla fleet parked in a strip mall. Dude, those cars are so gross. Genuinely, Cybertrucks might be the grossest looking cars I've ever seen in my entire life. They're just yucky looking vehicles. I hate them. Went to the swim park and a random little boy kept bringing me these tiny frogs. The frogs were telling the child that you were their guardian. You are now the frog keeper. My dad's cat has 6 toe beans on each foot. An extra little toe bean. Up close photo of my cat's tongue. Ugh. I do think cats' tongues are weird. All their little barbs. Oh man. Voodoo lilies are blooming. What is a voodoo lily? Oh, are these the plants that smell like rotting meat? Gross! Cool, but yucky. So, out of curiosity, because I don't know too much about these plants, I wanted to look up why the voodoo lily smells like goddamn shit, why it smells so bad. And it turns out that these plants are actually pretty fascinating. So, the voodoo lily smells the way it does to attract insects that are normally attracted to dead animals. So, what happens is around the spring, which is when these guys bloom, the voodoo lily raises its temperature, and that warmth is what helps make it spread that nasty, awful smell of like decaying flesh, right? And with that smell, it attracts anything from beetles to flies, anything that loves the smell of death. So you know it's great company. And they're like, oh boy, something to eat. So they're searching the flower for food. And in that process, they're picking up pollen from the male organ of the flower and putting it into the female organ of the flower or to another flower altogether. So it smells like shit to reproduce. Don't take any lessons away from that. I didn't say... I'm not endorsing its methods. I'm just saying what it does. So I don't want to hear something like, I stopped showering for 6 months because the video on subreddit video told me to, and I got no bitches. None of them. I got 0 bitches. Yep, that's right. That's exactly what was gonna happen.